Hey everybody, it's Geekopolis here. Let's talk Vic Mignogna, shall we? So I've been kind of avoiding this topic, not because I'm like afraid of the SJW community railing against anything that doesn't fit their narrative perfectly. But I just wanted to make sure I got all the juicy, fun bits all out in the open before I make a commentary on it. Now, from what I can tell, thus far, I'll do a quick recap of all the events that has transpired with relative brevity. So, Vic Mignogna, the voice of Broly, which I most know him for, he also does voice acting work in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Ruby, amongst many others. But let's talk about the allegations leveled against Mignogna. So, allegedly, he is facing charges or allegations of harassment and various degrees of assault. Now, it is still pretty speculative as to what actually transpired during these alleged altercations. There has been images that have surfaced of him holding fans in a tight manner and tight hugs and such. Now, the problem with that, some of those people came out and said that they felt uncomfortable with that, the way that he was holding them during those encounters. That is not assault. That's not harassment. That is you feeling uncomfortable in a situation. That does not mean you have a leg to stand on in any court of law, or even really in the court of public opinion. I mean, he didn't do anything that was out of consent, out of the norms, out of any thing that would be considered to be a offense. I can't even think of a way that you would spin this in a way where he would be in the wrong because he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, if you want to really stretch and say, okay, well, they felt uncomfortable, so he is therefore responsible. But if you start saying that being uncomfortable is somehow an offense that holds any merit, then we're in some serious trouble. Because when you eliminate a presumption of innocence and a due process in which an individual can be alleged of something and then matters to be looked into to see if those charges against him are legitimate, and once the validity of those statements has been investigated, charges will either be brought or his name will be cleared. But if you just skip that entire process and you go right to conviction, well, then you have complete and utter anarchy. You have no system of order, of law, of justice. So, I'm going to talk about a more larger figure in all of this. Monica Rial. Monica Rial. She's the voice of Bulma on Dragon Ball Z and Super. So, she has claimed, and she has made a statement alleging that he grabbed her by the hair, pulled her back, put his lips to her ears, and kissed her without her consent. And she even went to his apartment and was one of the times to apparently watch a video where the alleged kiss transpired, and this, I believe, takes place after the hair-pulling incidences, which she claimed other people have seen. So, the consistency of these allegations tend to be less than infallible. So, I'm taking the accuracy of these accounts into question, and furthermore, some of the fans that were used to smear Vic with these allegations came out and said, no, I gave consent. You're using my photo in a disingenuous way. So, that is another reason why I am on the I stand with Vic people over the kick Vic people, because there is no real proof that he has done anything. And again, the presumption of innocence should be enforced. And the problem is, he lost his job, mind you. Rooster Teeth and Funimation has fired him from his positions. And he's never going to be able to work there again. Even if they find him innocent, he is, I believe, going to be taking legal action against these allegations. So even if they do an investigation and find him innocent, I think that they should rehire him. But, of course, you're always going to have people that are going to have a problem with it, and these companies do not want any potential controversies clouding their companies. So they're not going to take the chance on rehiring him. So essentially this man's career is over, all on allegations that are unsubstantiated. So if you are a person who believes that Vic should have been fired, I am really curious as to why. If he did it, then I can clearly understand why. Yes, you can't have a serial harasser and assaulter working in your company, especially if it was as pervasive as these claims would suggest. Now, of course, this, if it is brought to, then it'll all be litigated, and he will be able to present his evidence, and we'll have a true investigation to see whether he actually is this serial assaulter, or he's just somebody who was smeared and lost his job wrongly, mind you. That's one of my problems with the whole post-Me Too era. It's believe without any evidence, without any solid reasonings, or, again, there's no reason to fire somebody over an allegation. It's an allegation. It's in the name. So, the fact that we live in this guilty until proven innocent world is a true detriment to people. And if it turns out that he is innocent, it does further damage to the people who have actual grievances and have went through real cases of assault and harassment, because it makes their stories less believable. And when you start losing the when you start losing the benefit of the doubt, then you have to go through the whole thing, well, do we even investigate? Because they could be just lying. You should always investigate, because then that'll clear the person's name. But if it turns out they're innocent, then they should be fully reinstated and their name should be cleared. But the problem is, even if they are, there's going to be people that don't believe it. But I think that the whole thing with Vic and Monica has become pretty messy, and I'll try to follow it the best I can, but that's been my thoughts. on this, so please let me know where you stand. Are you I stand with Vic or kick Vic? Which one do you fully get behind, and explain to me why you think that, and tell me if you think that I missed anything or are curious about my views on it further than what I've said. Let me know. But if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Geekopolis out.